If you are hearing this message right now, it is not a coincidence. It is not random chance that brought you here. This is a divine appointment. I am speaking directly to you, to your heart, to the questions you have been carrying in silence. You have been praying, you have been asking, you have been waiting for answers that seem to never come. And in that waiting, you have felt forgotten. You have felt unseen. You have wondered if your prayers even reach the heavens. But I tell you now, every prayer you have ever spoken has been heard. Every tear you have cried in secret has been counted. Every whisper in the night has reached my ears. And some of those prayers, the ones you thought I ignored, were the very prayers I answered with my deepest love. I answered them by saying no, not because I am cruel, not because I do not care, but because I saw what you could not see. I knew what you did not know. And I loved you too much to give you what would have destroyed you. You prayed for that person. You begged me to keep them in your life. You cried out for reconciliation, for restoration, for one more chance. And when they walked away, when the door closed, when the relationship ended, you thought I had abandoned you. You thought I had failed you. But I did not fail you. I protected you. That person you prayed for carried a poison you could not detect. Their presence in your life was slowly draining your purpose. Their words were planting seeds of doubt that would have choked your destiny. Their energy was pulling you into cycles that would have trapped you for years. I saw the pain they would cause you if they stayed. I saw the vision they would steal. I saw the calling they would mock. So I removed them, not to punish you, but to preserve you, not to hurt you, but to heal you from wounds you did not even know were forming. You thought you needed them, but what you truly needed was space. Space to grow, space to hear my voice clearly, space to become who I created you to be without the weight of their expectations, their manipulation, their limitations. And now looking back, you see it. You see how that ending was not a loss, it was a rescue. You prayed for that job. You wanted that position so badly. You prepared, you applied, you interviewed, and you waited. And when the rejection came, when they chose someone else, when the door slammed shut, you thought you had failed. You thought you were not good enough. You questioned your abilities, your worth, your future. But I did not reject you. I redirected you. That job you prayed for would have caged your calling. It would have given you comfort, but stolen your courage. It would have provided a paycheck, but buried your purpose. The environment was toxic. Even if it looked prestigious, the people were draining. Even if they seemed successful, the demands would have consumed your time, your energy, your peace. I saw you sitting in that office 5 years from now, exhausted, empty, wondering how you ended up so far from the dream I placed inside you. I saw you sacrificing your gift to serve someone else's vision. I saw you shrinking to fit into a space that was never designed for your greatness. So I closed that door. And yes, it hurt. Yes, it felt like failure, but it was not failure. It was divine intervention. I was making room for something better, something aligned, something that would not just employ you, but empower you. I was protecting your destiny from your desperation. You prayed for money. You needed it urgently. Bills were piling up. Pressure was mounting. And you asked me to send it quickly. You prayed for that loan, that deal, that opportunity. And when it did not come through, when the money did not arrive, you felt forgotten. You wondered if I even cared about your needs. But I cared more than you realized. That money you prayed for came with strings you did not see. That deal had clauses that would have enslaved you. That opportunity had hidden costs that would have drained you for years. The person offering help had motives that were not pure. The source was not clean. The blessing was contaminated. And I loved you too much to let you step into bondage just because you were desperate. So I held it back, not to watch you struggle, but to teach you something deeper than financial relief. I was teaching you trust. I was teaching you that my provision does not always come in the form you expect. I was teaching you to depend on me, not on systems, not on people, not on deals that compromise your integrity. And when the real blessing came, when I opened the right door, when provision flowed from a pure source, you understood. You saw that my delay was not denial. It was divine protection. You prayed for that relationship. You wanted love so desperately. You were tired of being alone. And when that person showed interest, you thought they were the answer to your prayers. You convinced yourself that they were sent by me. But deep down, you knew something was off. You ignored the red flags. You silenced your intuition. You pushed past the warning signs because you were afraid of being alone again. And when I allowed that relationship to fall apart, when the truth was revealed, when their real character emerged, you were devastated. But I was not surprised. I knew from the beginning. I saw the mask they wore. I saw the brokenness they refused to heal. I saw the trauma they would project onto you. I saw the cycles they would pull you into. You prayed for love, but what they offered was not love. It was attachment. It was need. It was control disguised as care. And I could not let you mistake that for the real thing. So I dismantled it. I exposed it. I removed it from your path. Because you deserved more than someone who would drain you while calling it devotion. You deserved more than a relationship built on fear, insecurity, and unresolved pain. I was not punishing you by ending it. I was preparing you for the real thing, for a love that honors you, for a partnership that does not diminish you, for a connection that reflects my design, not the world's distortion. You prayed for healing. You prayed for the pain to go away. You begged me to remove the struggle, to fix the situation, to take away the phone. And when the pain continued, when the struggle remained, when the phone stayed embedded, you thought I was not listening. You thought I did not care. But I was listening. I heard every cry, and in my wisdom, I chose not to remove what you asked me to remove, because that very thing was producing something in you that could not be formed any other way. That pain you wanted gone was refining your character. That struggle you wanted to escape was building your strength. That phone you wanted removed was keeping you humble, keeping you dependent, keeping you connected to me. If I had removed it when you first asked, you would have walked away from me. You would have forgotten the lessons. You would have repeated the same mistakes. So I let it stay, not to torture you, but to transform you. Not to break you, but to build you into someone who could carry the weight of the calling I placed on your life. And now you see it. Now you understand that the unanswered prayer for comfort was actually an answered prayer for character. You prayed for success to come quickly. You wanted recognition, achievement, breakthrough. You were tired of waiting, tired of working in obscurity, tired of seeing others rise while you remained hidden. And when the breakthrough did not come, when the doors stayed closed, when the wait stretched longer than you thought you could endure, you thought I had forgotten your name, but I had not forgotten. I was watching over you with precision. I was delaying your promotion because you were not yet ready for the platform. I was holding back the visibility because your foundation was not yet strong enough to hold it. I was keeping you hidden because the exposure you prayed for would have destroyed you. Fame without character leads to downfall. Wealth without wisdom leads to ruin. Influence without integrity leads to corruption. I saw the pride that would have crept in if success came too soon. I saw the compromise you would have made to keep the spotlight. I saw the voices that would have distracted you from your true purpose. So I kept you in the valley longer. I kept you in the training ground. I kept you in the wilderness where I could shape you without the noise of crowds, without the pressure of expectations, without the temptation to perform for applause. And when you finally emerge, when the door opens at the right time, you will not be shaken. You will not be corrupted. You will stand firm because the weight made you unshakable. Listen carefully. My silence is not absence. My delay is not denial. My no is not punishment. When I do not answer your prayer the way you ask, it is because I am answering it in a way that serves your highest good. You see the moment. I see the lifetime. You see the desire. I see the destiny. You see what you want. I see what you need. And I will not compromise your future to comfort your present. I will not give you what feels good now if it will destroy what I am building for later. Every unanswered prayer is a love letter written in a language you do not yet understand. Every closed door is a boundary I set to protect you from paths that lead nowhere. Every delay is a divine pause that allows you to align with my timing, my purpose, my perfect plan. You must learn to trust me even when you do not understand. You must learn to thank me even when it hurts. Because one day you will look back and see clearly what I was doing all along. You will see the relationships I saved you from. You will see the traps I steered you away from. You will see the blessings I protected you for. And you will fall to your knees in gratitude, not for the prayers I said yes to, but for the prayers I loved you enough to deny. There is a difference between what you want and what I have prepared for you. What you want is shaped by your pain, your fear, your impatience. What I have prepared is shaped by my wisdom, my love, my eternal perspective. You pray from lack, I answer from abundance. You pray from fear, I answer from faith. You pray for relief, I answer with refinement. And sometimes the greatest mercy I can show you is to withhold what you are begging for, because I know it will not satisfy you the way you think it will. I know it will not heal you the way you hope it will. I know it will not complete you the way you believe it will. Only I can do that. Only my presence can fill the void you are trying to fill with people, positions, possessions. Only my love can heal the wounds you are trying to cover with temporary solutions. Only my purpose can satisfy the longing you are trying to silence with shortcuts. So I say no. I close the door, I remove the person, I delay the blessing, not because I am withholding from you, but because I am clearing space for something better, something purer, something that will not just give you what you want, but transform you into who you are meant to be. You prayed for control. You wanted to manage the outcome, to steer the situation, to fix the problem yourself. And when things spiraled beyond your control, when your plans fell apart, when your efforts failed, you felt helpless, you felt powerless. But I was teaching you surrender. I was showing you that you were never meant to carry the weight of outcomes. You were only meant to carry the weight of obedience. Your job is not to control. Your job is to trust. Your job is not to figure it all out. Your job is to follow my lead. Your job is not to force open doors. Your job is to walk through the ones I open. And when you release your grip on control, when you stop fighting for outcomes, when you surrender to my will, you will find a peace that surpasses all understanding. You will find rest in the midst of uncertainty. You will find strength in the midst of weakness, because you are no longer depending on your limited ability. You are leaning on my unlimited power. Some of you are listening to this and you are angry. You are angry at me for not answering the way you wanted. You are angry because you did not get what you prayed for. You are angry because the timeline did not match your expectations. But I tell you, your anger is rooted in a lack of perspective. You are looking at one chapter and judging the entire story. You are looking at one closed door and declaring that there is no way forward. You are looking at one unanswered prayer and concluding that I do not care. But I am writing a story that spans beyond your lifetime. I am orchestrating a plan that involves more than just you. I am working in ways you cannot see, in realms you cannot perceive, with wisdom you cannot comprehend. And when the full picture is revealed, when you see how every no led to a greater yes, when you see how every delay positioned you for divine timing, when you see how every closed door protected you from disaster, you will understand. You will see that my love was always present, my faithfulness was always active, my wisdom was always guiding, and you will thank me not for giving you everything you asked for, but for loving you enough to give you what you truly needed. There are prayers you prayed years ago that I am answering right now. There are requests you made in desperation that I am fulfilling in this season, but they do not look the way you expected. The person I am sending does not match the picture you painted. The opportunity I am opening does not resemble the door you wanted. The blessing I am releasing does not come in the package you imagined. So you miss it, you overlook it, you reject it because it does not meet your specifications. But I am asking you to see beyond appearances. I am asking you to trust that I know what I am doing. I am asking you to receive what I am giving, even if it challenges your expectations. Because what I have for you is better than what you asked for. It is bigger than what you imagined. It is deeper than what you thought possible. And if you can release your attachment to how you think it should look, you will be able to embrace how I have designed it to be. You prayed for comfort. I gave you challenge. You prayed for ease. I gave you endurance. You prayed for shortcuts. I gave you the long path that builds character. You prayed for answers. I gave you deeper questions that lead to wisdom. You prayed to avoid pain. I allowed pain to refine you. You prayed to be understood. I allowed misunderstanding to teach you not to depend on human validation. You prayed for company. I gave you solitude to deepen your intimacy with me. Every prayer you thought went unanswered was answered with something more valuable than what you requested. Every prayer you thought I ignored was redirected toward a greater purpose. Every prayer you thought I rejected was actually accepted and transformed into something that serves your ultimate good. This is the mystery of divine wisdom. I do not always give you what you ask for, but I always give you what you need. And one day, the need and the gift will align so perfectly in your understanding that you will weep with gratitude for every no I ever spoke. Now, I want you to do something. I want you to look back over your life and identify the prayers that were never answered the way you wanted. The relationship that ended, the job you did not get, the opportunity that slipped away, the healing that did not come when you asked. And instead of holding bitterness, I want you to hold gratitude. Thank me for the relationship I removed before it destroyed you. Thank me for the job I closed because it was not aligned with your calling. Thank me for the opportunity I redirected because it would have led you away from your purpose. Thank me for the healing I delayed because the process was producing perseverance. Thank me for every unanswered prayer because each one was an act of divine love. Each one was me protecting you from yourself. Each one was me steering you towards something better. Some of you need to forgive me. You have been holding resentment in your heart because you think I let you down. You think I failed you. You think I was not there when you needed me most. But I was there. I was working behind the scenes. I was moving pieces you could not see. I was setting up the next chapter while you were still grieving the last one. And I am asking you now, release that resentment. Let go of that offense. Forgive me for not doing things your way so that I can show you the beauty of my way. Because my way is higher. My way is wiser. My way leads to life even when it feels like death. My way produces joy even when it starts with sorrow. My way creates beauty even when it begins with brokenness. You do not need all the answers right now. You do not need to understand every reason for every no. You just need to trust that I love you. You need to trust that I see you. You need to trust that I am good even when life is hard. You need to trust that I am working all things together for your good even when it does not feel good in the moment. This is the foundation of faith. Trusting me when you cannot trace me. Believing in my goodness when circumstances scream otherwise. Holding on to hope when everything around you says to let go. And when you walk in this kind of faith, when you trust me beyond your understanding, when you thank me for unanswered prayers, you step into a peace that the world cannot give and the world cannot take away. So today, I release you from the burden of bitterness over what you did not receive. I release you from the weight of disappointment over closed doors. I release you from the pain of unanswered prayers. And I invite you into a new understanding. An understanding that my love is not measured by what I give you, but by what I protect you from. My faithfulness is not proven by open doors, but by the doors I shut before you walked into danger. My goodness is not defined by comfort, but by the character I'm forming in you through every trial, every test, every moment of waiting. You are not forgotten. You are not abandoned. You are not unloved. You are seen. You are known. You are held. And every prayer you think I ignored, I answered with wisdom that surpasses your current understanding. One day you will see. One day you will know. One day you will thank me for the prayers I did not answer. Because those unanswered prayers were the very prayers that saved your life. There is something you must understand about the nature of prayer. Prayer is not a transaction where you place an order and I deliver exactly what you requested. Prayer is communion. It is conversation. It is you bringing your heart to me and me responding with what your heart truly needs, not just what your mind thinks it wants. When a child asks for candy before dinner, a loving parent says no, not because they hate the child, but because they love the child enough to protect their health. When you pray for things that would harm you, I respond the same way. My no is not rejection, it is redirection. My silence is not abandonment. It is me waiting for you to be still enough to hear what I am really saying. You prayed for that business opportunity. You saw the potential for profit, for expansion, for success. And when the deal fell through, when the partnership dissolved, when the funding disappeared, you thought you had missed your moment. But I saw the partner who would betray you. I saw the legal troubles that would arise. I saw the stress that would damage your health. So I dismantled it before you could build your life around it. And now you realize that my no was not punishment. It was rescue. You prayed for your child to get into that school. You wanted the best education, the best opportunities. And when the rejection came, you felt like you had failed as a parent. But that school would have crushed their spirit. The pressure would have been too much. So I redirected them to an environment where they could grow at their own pace, discover their true gifts, and learn that their value is not determined by performance. And now you see them thriving. You prayed for physical healing. You prayed for the pain to leave, for the diagnosis to change. And when the healing did not come instantly, when you still had to walk through treatment, you wondered where I was. But I was walking with you through the valley, not lifting you over it. Because the valley had lessons you needed. That pain was teaching you empathy for others who suffer. That weakness was teaching you to rely on my strength. When the healing does come, you will carry wisdom that can only be forged in fire. You will possess a testimony that can only be written through trial. Some of you prayed for vindication. You wanted me to publicly prove you were right. You wanted me to expose the people who wronged you. You wanted me to vindicate your name, clear your reputation, make everyone see the truth. And when I remained silent, when I did not defend you the way you wanted, when the lies continued and the misunderstanding persisted, you felt abandoned. But I was teaching you something more valuable than public vindication. I was teaching you that your identity is not determined by public opinion. Your worth is not measured by who believes you. Your value is not dependent on who understands you. I was teaching you to find your validation in me alone, not in the approval of people who do not even know your heart. And as you learned to rest in my approval, the need for human vindication faded. You stopped trying to prove yourself to people who were never meant to understand you. You stopped exhausting yourself trying to change minds that were already made up. You found peace in being misunderstood because you knew that I understood, and that was enough. You prayed for reconciliation with someone who hurt you deeply. You wanted to restore the relationship. And when they refused, when they walked away, you felt like you had failed at forgiveness. But forgiveness does not require reconciliation. Forgiveness is releasing bitterness so you can walk freely. I did not bring them back because the relationship was toxic, draining you, keeping you stuck in cycles of pain. So I gave you release. I freed you from the need for their validation. And in that freedom, you found yourself again. Let me tell you about divine timing. There is a rhythm to my work that does not align with human urgency. I do not move according to your deadlines. I move according to eternal purpose. When you pray for something and it does not come immediately, it is not because I am slow. It is because I am thorough. I am arranging circumstances you cannot see. I am preparing people you have not yet met. I am shifting atmospheres you are not yet aware of. I am aligning 1,000 details to create the perfect moment for your breakthrough. And when that moment comes, when everything converges at exactly the right time, you will see that my timing was flawless. You will see that if it had come any earlier, you would not have been ready. If it had come any later, the opportunity would have passed. But because I held it until the appointed time, everything fell into place with precision that could only be divine. You prayed for a spouse. You prayed for years, and every relationship that came and went felt like another failed prayer. But I was not failing you. I was protecting you from settling. Every person I removed, there was someone who would have limited you, diminished you, or distracted you from your purpose. I was waiting for the right person at the right time, not just someone who could love you, but someone who could walk with you through the calling I placed on your life. And when they finally appear, you will understand why every previous relationship had to end. Walk forward now with gratitude. Walk forward with trust. Walk forward knowing that I am for you, not against you. I am with you, not distant from you. I am working on your behalf even when you cannot see it. And the prayers I say no to today are making room for the yes I will speak tomorrow. The doors I close now are protecting you from paths that lead nowhere. The relationships I remove are clearing space for connections that will honor you. The delays I allow are aligning you with divine timing that will blow your mind. There will come a day when you stand before me and see your life from my perspective. You will see every prayer you ever prayed and how I answered each one. You will see the prayers I said yes to and how they blessed you. And you will see the prayers I said no to and how they saved you. You will see the relationships I prevented and the disasters I spared you from. You will see the doors I closed and the traps I kept you from walking into. You will see the delays I allowed and how they positioned you for perfect timing. And you will fall on your face in worship, not because I gave you everything you asked for, but because I loved you enough to give you what you truly needed. Until that day comes, walk in faith. Faith that trusts me even when the path is unclear. Faith that thanks me even when the prayer seems unanswered. This is the faith that moves mountains. This is the faith that positions you to receive blessings you never thought to pray for. So choose faith today. Choose trust. Choose gratitude. And watch how I transform your unanswered prayers into testimonies of my unfailing love.